I've always struggled with my daily routine, so today I'm going to be trying out daily routines for the most successful celebrities, starting with Elon Musk. Elon wakes up at 7 AM, he checks his phone for the latest techie news and probably pings off a few crazy tweets on X. And most importantly, he eats a donut. I never knew he had so much in common with Homer Simpson. I don't know why he eats a donut, he just does. I'm not complaining. Then he has a shower and he gets dressed. He has a coffee and normally skips breakfast. Not happy about this one, but I suppose I did have a donut. It's 9 AM, time for work. He clocks in around 80 to 100 hour work weeks. That's 12 to 15 hours a day. So I'll be putting in a proper shift today. If he is in a meeting that he thinks he is wasting his time, he just leaves. He also uses an intense version of the Pomodoro technique, dividing his work days into 5-minute slots. This helps him concentrate on one task at a time and means he can tackle various tasks efficiently. So I'll pop a timer on and start by sorting out my invoices and expenses. Next I'll do some replying to comments and DMs, and now onto the editing. I'm going to have to extend the 5 minutes here because this one might take a while longer. I guess Elon only has really short tasks. It's lunchtime and I'm hungry, but he often skips lunch too. He says when he does take it, he'll eat it during meetings and save time wasting. So I'm scheduling a meeting because I'm starving. Now back to the grind. I'll focus on some thumbnail work now and back to more editing. It's 8 PM and because Elon doesn't eat a lot during the day, he eats a lot in the evenings. During business dinners, he prefers French or barbecue. I've gone for spoons because unfortunately, unlike him, I'm not made of money. He gets home from work at 10 PM and does some reading. I'm going for the Daily Laws. This book feels like the most Elon Musk book I own. Then he watches some anime. This is the new one for me, but I'll give it a go. And he goes off to bed at 1 AM. So Elon's daily routine. The donut was yum. It was a lot of work, which, isn't a bad thing. Makes it quite productive, but then not many breaks. He didn't really eat much food until dinner, which was a bit strange. But I did like the thing that you kind of go out for a meal to reward yourself after all the hard work. And I really do like the Pomodoro technique of where you set like 30 minutes and are really intentional with your time and what you're doing. I did think it was a bit rude to just leave calls if you don't find them productive. But I guess even though you are being rude, you are being productive and getting on with your work and being intentional with your time. So overall, I do really like this routine. I think it's very productive. So I'm gonna put it in excellent because it definitely does have some flaws, but is very productive. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson wakes up at 4 AM. He does this to boost his psychological confidence because he knew the other guy wasn't doing it. And he doesn't eat a donut, unfortunately. He just stretches. Then he leaves the house at 4 AM and does 10 interval sprints and 10 box jumps.
I'm tired.
Does he go back home yet? No, it's time for a run.
I have never been out on a run this early. This is crazy. I don't know how Mike Tyson did this. And the rain does not help. Maybe in LA, this would have been a bit nicer. I can't even see where I'm putting my feet, man, to run.
Finally, it's back home for a shower and back to sleep. That's more like it. He wakes up again at 10 AM for breakfast. He has oatmeal and milk, which isn't the best but does the job and is much healthier than donuts. He trains until 2 PM, so I'll get on with some editing as personally, I don't think I'm going to be a heavyweight champion anytime soon. Lunch is chicken and rice with fruit juice. Not bad at all. Fairly standard.
Not too bad.
Then he's back at it until 7 PM. His workouts must have been brutal. It's a long time to edit, let alone boxing train. Now it's time for dinner. Back on the carbs and protein. This time it's steak and pasta with another fruit juice. I don't normally eat much steak.
Let's give it a go.
This was actually really good. Now it's half an hour on the exercise bike, and I don't have an exercise bike, so I guess it's another run for me. Kind of feel like I could throw up though, having just eaten loads of food, but I'll try not to. And it's an early bed of 9:30 for Mike. I guess you can't stay up late when you're waking up at 4 AM.
Now, waking up at 4 AM to do exercise and then going back to bed, I get why he did it, to get ahead of his opponent and, feel like he is doing more than them. But I think on a normal day, this is just gonna disrupt your sleep and mean that you're not getting as good sleep. I did like the food, it's very healthy, lots of good carbohydrates, protein. Before this video, I actually had never tried a steak before and I actually really like steak now. So yeah, the food was really good. It's probably the highlight of this routine. I also did this daily routine a long time ago in winter, so it was very dark, and so I think this routine would work a bit better in summer when it's lighter and you've got more light hours. And going to bed at 9:30, it's a bit early for me. I'm more of a stay up late kind of person. Personally, I think this daily routine is not for me. I didn't think it was actually that productive either, so I'm gonna put it in bad.
The Queen's routine started with waking up at 7:30. She listened to BBC Radio 4 in bed with a cup of Earl Grey tea, no sugar and a couple of biscuits. Time for a shower. Oh no, actually it's bath time, and she liked her baths exactly 7 inches deep. I have no idea why. I don't bathe very often, but surely you need more water than that. She dressed in an outfit that was chosen for her. Now that I'm dressed, it's 8:30 and it's continental breakfast time. A little cereal, some toast. This is when she can like to catch up with the Daily Telegraph. Now it's time to work. 9:30 until 1:30. Let's go. Lunch is a light meal and a menu is always provided in French. She enjoyed her lunches with Malvern mineral water. I couldn't get my hands on any, so unfortunately we're downgrading to tap water. After lunch, she walks in the palace gardens. Instead of going back to work, it's now time to rest and read the Racing Post. Not my usual reading material, but I could get used to it. Let's do some more work. She breaks at 4:30 for afternoon tea. Elon should really be taking notes. She liked her sandwiches with no crust, cut into 4 alongside warm scones with cream and jam, and always a slice of Dundee fruitcake. Back to work. Clock off at 6 p.m. If she didn't have any evening event, it was back to her private quarters. Dinner was served in her room from a silver tray. We've gone for roast beef. Then she spends a few hours watching TV, reading, doing puzzles, crosswords, or Scrabble. She gets given a breakdown of tomorrow's priorities. That would be really useful for me. Writes a page in her diary, and it's off to bed for a bit more reading at 11 p.m. and time to sleep.
This daily routine was actually such good vibes. It didn't really have too much work. It was probably like the least amount of work of all of the routines I tested in this video. The food again, very nice. The sandwiches, the scones. Probably not the healthiest and most balanced diet though, unfortunately. And then I can also see this working as a weekend routine, but then a lot of the time you want your weekends to be more chill anyway and not have a routine, so maybe it's a bit pointless. So just because this isn't that much of a productive daily routine, I'm gonna put it in bad as well. And I also did another daily routine, which isn't actually in this video, from Ashton Hall.
Today, I'm trying out the viral morning routine. A quick clean of the teeth. Yep, I did think he used sparkling water instead of still. I did think that was a bit weird.
Sparkling water is so fizzy to swill. That's really grim. I not expected it to be like that.
Time to do some work. Oh no, sorry. Time to meditate and write in my journal. And now for potentially the best bit or the worst bit of the morning routine, whichever way you see it. This does seem like a waste of sparkling water, but let's go for it. I mean, again, fizzy. Why is this a good morning routine?
And I'm gonna rank this as mid, and if you wanna see that video, you can click here, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video.